Manguinhos is a sprawling slum near the center of Rio de Janeiro. About 100,000 people live here, packed together in extreme poverty. It's a filthy place, choked with trash, where children swim in a vile-smelling waterway brimming with human waste. Here, we met Wanda dos Santos. She's the mother of 9 children and grandmother to 12.
My husband didn't take any contraceptive. We do not use condoms. I do not use those medicines.
When the first Rio Environmental Summit happened in 1992, there were 5.5 billion people. This year, the figure passed 7 billion. The Earth's ability to support so many people, scientists say, is reaching a tipping point. While populations in poor countries are growing rapidly, people in the developed world consume a disproportionate share of resources. On the eve of the Rio Summit, the world's leading scientific academies warned that failure to take decisive action on overpopulation and overconsumption of resources would have catastrophic implications for human well-being. But at the Rio meeting, religious authorities like the Vatican and conservative groups in countries like the United States want to water down any resolutions to encourage contraception or cut consumption.
It's unfortunate that in Rio, population is not being highlighted as much. People say it's a sensitive issue, people say this and that. But how can you talk about sustainable development if you don't talk about the unsustainable levels at which populations are growing?
Senior UN diplomat Xia Zhukang is the chairman of the Rio Summit. We asked him how prominent population issues would be at the meeting.
But we all agree, that is, with the increased population, with the decreasing of natural resources, we must do something so as to make our lives sustainable.
Like what?
Like what we are doing now in Rio de Janeiro, to work hard on the green economy.
In the end, it is the world's women who hold the key to sustainable population growth, says Danielle Nierenberg of the Washington-based environmental research group WorldWatch.
If women have access to the resources they need, and again, that's education, that's access to reproductive health services, that's access to extension and credit, they can make a real impact. Study after study shows that the more women are educated, the fewer children they have.
Education and access to contraceptives might have helped Wanda dos Santos lead a better life.
My big dream is to have a big house with a large table with lots of chairs to put all my kids sitting around me. But I don't have the resources for that.
Her family and all of us must share the finite resources of a planet where the population is growing by more than 200,000 people every day. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.